Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be my first video on this channel. I just wanted to obviously start off and tell you guys what camera I use. I recently bought this Canon EOS 77D. Whoa. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, who actually is this bitch? Okay? She hasn't introduced herself. She's just gone on and the video and she's just talking about her camera already. Girl, who the hell are you? Hi everyone. My name is Maria. I'm a British photographer from Devon. I'm just starting off a channel, just a personal channel, to just document my ventures, really, my career, my journeys. I plan to go travelling in the future, and film everything, and the places I go and everything I take pictures of. It's not the first time I've been on YouTube, so I'm kind of familiar, but I deleted that channel a long time ago, so I'm starting off fresh again. I'm just starting out, honestly, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, who really does these days, to be honest? Yes, I am a woman. Okay, I know I look like a guy, but guys, it's 2019. Hope you come on this journey with me and subscribe maybe. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video. The 77D is a DSLR and it acts like a mirrorless camera. It's got so much technology. I didn't even know you could have like in a DSLR. I transferred from like a really old camera. This is a camera I used to use. It's the Canon EOS 350D. This was released in 2005. Over 10 years old for a camera, and I mean, it's lasted me well. It's a good like starter camera. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it if you're like starting out photography. Get like the 4000D maybe, or the 2000D. Canon do like generations, like you got the 1000D, you got the 100Ds, and you got multiple 10Ds, and then you got just the Ds. And I don't have a 1000D, but I do have a 350D and a 77D. My dream camera is going to be the 5D, Mark V. Hopefully when that comes out. At the moment you get a Canon 5D Mark IV, and still a great camera. It shoots 4K, which is great because I am a photographer and a videographer, but mostly I focus on photography. So the 350D, it's kind of beaten up. I've got the Tamron lens, 17 to 50mm at 2.8 aperture, autofocus, spherical LD XR Di2 SP lens, EFS. It's an EFS lens, and my new camera is an EFS lens. Just in case I still want to use this lens on that camera, but I've noticed the end of it has become wobbly, and I don't know how this happened. I must have knocked it, but the lens is still in alignment, so it's not too damaged. It's just this like end cap thing, and it's very irritating, especially when I put a lens hood on it. Not only is that annoying though, just listen how noisy this autofocus is. I mean, that is really annoying for me, honestly, and especially if I want a subtle picture, if I'm taking a picture of someone in a studio, for example, and then there's just this focus thing, and it's like, it has done me like one and a half years of my A-level photography course. So I mean, the quality isn't terrible. It's still like an SLR quality, but you know, the technology is very outdated. The resolution is 8 megapixels, so Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Crop sensor, because it takes AFS lens. It's not bad, the battery life, like it lasts me like a day. One of the biggest reasons, the main reason I wanted to get the 77D, well at least any step up from this camera, is the LCD screen. Look how tiny! You know, I'm like taking a picture and I'm viewing it on the screen. It's just ridiculous. I can't, like, I'm constantly making mistakes because I can't really see if the picture's really blurry. Like you can't tell. It looks like a great picture on this screen, but then when you upload it into your computer, you know, like it's gone wrong. You know, it's crooked. It's got blurry things. It's got a lens flare. You can't even like notice that when you view it on this LCD screen. I've always had a limited number of photos I could take on here, because if you open the SD slot, it's got one of those big chunky CF cards, and I mean, I don't even know if they make them for cameras anymore. No offense. You know, I can't buy these little SD cards that go in like almost every camera now. I'm sorry, I'm looking over there, I'm looking at my camera, I'm like admiring it. My new camera lens is not as fast as this lens, and that's the only thing. But I wanted more of I wanted a larger focal length. I wanted a bigger focal range, and that's what I got with my new lens. So yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye to this camera. I'm gonna pack it away. It's been very good times. It's started me off in my photography career. It's been with me about, it was my dad's camera, I think he bought this camera, and this is my uncle's lens, so it's been around. Now let's say goodbye to this camera, and let's talk about my new camera. Hello. I haven't really used that much. I got it a few days ago. I've got this wrist strap on the moment. This is the wrist strap I use in my cameras. I can't deal with neck straps anymore. I used to like literally get the neck strap and like wrap it around my wrist, because I didn't want it dangling about on my chest. I'm sorry, that's just not my way of holding a camera, and I want it with me, you know. I know it's like really heavy if you just hold it like this all the time, but you know, I don't mind. I love having it in my hand all the time so I could just pick up and shoot. Right off the bat, this camera has a much deeper grip in here than this camera. If you look at the camera bodies, this one is huge, but it's lighter. So well done there, Canon. I think this is pretty light for what it is and how big the lens is. It's a beast, that lens. Watch this. I bought it as a kit on the Canon store. This camera was released in 2017, so it's a very, very recent camera. The Canon EFS 18 to 135mm lens, and I got this lens because I just wanted a little more zoom than my last one. I mean, you can do everything with that. 250mm would be great, but then it starts to get really, really heavy, and this is a good lens for traveling. I was looking at the STM lens and I was gonna go for that one, but when I bought it as a kit, the only kit was the USM lens, which is the more updated STM lens. The USM, you can't even hear the focus, let me tell you, unless you're like right here listening to it. If you're like asking yourself, should you buy a STM lens or a USM lens? This is a USM. Honestly, there's not much in it. They're both completely silent. I guess a USM is slightly faster. I don't know, I've been trying to like research the difference, but I can't. I'm not saying that you should use autofocus a lot, but you should manually focus some of your shots too. The SD cards, I mean, I've got a SanDisk in there. It's so small and compact, and you can get these for like cheap now. A mirrorless camera is like the new thing. And I don't know, I just love the feel of a DSLR camera. An SLR shutter noise is just, I love that sound. I think that sound is just so satisfying. That click. With a mirrorless camera you can't really get that sound, and I thought a mirrorless camera was like the only camera that could have a live view. Like, I didn't know, I was like surprised, like this has a live view. I was like, I thought only mirrorless camera technology could do that, but they have it in DSLRs now. A mirrorless camera also, the battery is just dreadful, I've heard. Like, it will never be as good as a DSLR camera. People will probably ask me, why Canon, why not Nikon, why not Sony, why not Olympus, Pentax, all those brands. It's mostly between Canon and Nikon, most popular at the moment, and Sony are very popular too. I mean, I'm familiar with the Canon cameras. Obviously my last camera is a Canon, so I'm going to stick with the Canon, and it's probably best to stick with what you know. I don't have anything against them, I just know more about the lenses, the mounts, but Nikon is just as good, honestly. Or Nikon. 1080p at 60 frames a second, which is really good, but not 4K. Like the 60, the 5D would be like a 4K camera. A flip out screen, you've got everything you need to know just on this screen here, or you click this for a live view. You have the stabilizer on this lens because this is a video camera. The flash, don't use the camera flash, trust me. Always buy an external flash if you are going to do that. If you're into flash photography, then I suggest you getting like something that will go on the hot shoe. I don't know a whole lot about flash photography, but I don't use flash ever. That's why I never go on the auto mode. As a professional would say, always use these dials here. P, TV, AV and M, which is program, shutter speed priority, aperture priority and manual mode. Program mode is what I just use for a quick snap. It's basically auto, but the flash doesn't pop up. Shutter speed priority, you have you can change the shutter speed on the camera, and it will change the aperture and ISO accordingly. And then aperture priority is you can change the aperture, and then the camera itself will change the shutter speed and ISO accordingly. And then manual, you can change everything. You can change the aperture, shutter speed and ISO to whatever you want. But you know, that might take a while to set up your shot, so you might have to take like a meter reading, or you know, play around with it, I guess. If I'm shooting at night, I'd probably use shutter speed priority. That's just the basics, okay? Like we can have another video on everything about apertures and shutter speeds and all of that. If you click this, then it will go into your video mode, and then that is the button you use to start a video. If you're in camera mode, like photography mode, you will that button will just change to live view. That's the live view button. You have this Q button down here, which goes onto the screen where this is a touch screen, by the way, where you can change all of the settings here. This button is just to see what you've taken. Obviously you can just scroll through and see all your images. And this is the delete button here. This button here, this is the Wi-Fi button. This camera has both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built into it. It reminds me of the GoPro, you know, you can like connect to your phone and then see what the camera is seeing. Don't know why you would do that, but I guess if you're in like a time-lapse mode or something. Basically just you can just see your pictures on your phone, you can upload them, see what you take, share them, all of that. You can even, you know, edit them. And you've got the dial, white balance at the top, drive mode. The right is autofocus operation, but obviously you can access all of this stuff if you press Q. You've also got the menu button up here and the info button, which is just, it's just what do you want to see on your screen basically. Obviously my last camera, 8 megapixels. Kind of embarrassing that I was shooting in that. And this one is a 24.2 megapixel camera. Touchscreen, best thing ever. You can swipe through your images and you can pinch to zoom in and out. I'm sorry, this is everything I need. Everything is in this camera. I didn't even know I needed a lot of the things that this camera has. When I saw this select folder thing, I was like, oh my god, they have this in a camera now. What? You can actually just click where you want your photos to be stored, and you can actually like organize your photos with the cameras. Normally, old camera, with my old camera, it would just automatically put it into a folder, and if that folder filled up, it would make another folder. But now you can actually make a new folder every time you do a shoot. Format card, always format your card when putting in a brand new card. And even you can customize your own menu with my menu up here. Amazing. You don't have to know what everything is, you can make your own menu, which is great. I love this camera. Sensor cleaning is basically just, it's shaking the parts inside just to shake off any dust that was there, which is a really good feature in these new cameras. Copyright information is an interesting one. You can literally display the copyright information on your photos, so if anyone's like looking through your photos in like a file explorer, they will like, it will like have your name on that photo. I've just realised, I haven't mentioned at the beginning, you can actually access all these menu options unless you're in like a program mode. And then you've got a slightly different menu for when you go into video mode. A really cool feature is the proximity sensor above the viewfinder. See the screen is on, and you put your eye up to it, the screen turns off automatically, which is amazing. That's it. Forgive me. I'm cringing at myself. Honestly, if you have watched this far, that is, I guess my take, my review on the Canon 77Z. Really pretty pleased with this camera. I'm going to do a uni course, and yes, I'm going to get a degree in photography hopefully, and this camera is gonna do me well. This camera is so sexy, look at it, look at it. I'm going crazy. This has been such a long video. I am gonna go out on a shoot now. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.